In early August 2023, Justin Trudeau shocked everyone with a surprising announcement on Instagram. He and his wife, Sophie Gregoire Trudeau, were calling it quits. After 18 years of marriage and 3 kids together, the Canadian Prime Minister shared, "After many meaningful and difficult conversations, we have made the decision to separate."
A lot of Canadians will be asking questions of how this happened and why this happened in the coming days and weeks. And I certainly hope that this government is more forthcoming with answers than it has been in the past.
What made the news even more shocking was how out of the blue it seemed. Just days before, Justin had been spotted with his wedding ring firmly in place. And in June, Sophie even penned a sweet Father's Day tribute to him. Talk about mixed signals, right? Some people were caught completely off guard by the announcement, but others weren't so surprised. Justin Trudeau is making headlines with his new romance with Katy Perry, but his ex-wife, Sophie Gregoire, isn't letting it get to her. Instead, she's opening up about how she's handling all the attention, and it's surprisingly relatable. During a recent appearance on the Arlene Is Alone podcast, Sophie didn't hold back. She told host Arlene Dickinson that it's completely normal to feel affected when your ex starts dating someone new. And honestly, who wouldn't feel something in that situation?
We're human beings.
Yeah.
And stuff affects us.
Yeah.
Normal.
Yeah.
How you react to stuff
Yeah.
is your decision.
Yeah.
So I choose to try to listen to the music instead of the noise.
Mm-hmm.
That's a simple but powerful way to look at it. Sophie is deciding what to focus on and what to let go, and that's a mindset anyone could benefit from. She went on to say that she's aware how public things can trigger emotions.
I let myself feel. I'll let myself be disappointed by someone. I'll let myself be angry, be sad. And I know for a fact how important it is as a mental health advocate to feel those emotions.
Right.
But, and this is key, she doesn't want to get stuck in a reactive mode.
You can stay in that reactive mode.
Can you?
But you'll suffer the consequences.
Yes.
Your stress levels are going to be up the roof. You're going to become more and more judgmental because that's a loop as well.
Instead, Sophie is learning to take a step back, process her emotions, and decide how she wants to move forward.
But I think that as we're maturing, we're trying to be more patient, more tender.
Of course, Sophie is also thinking about her 3 kids, 18-year-old Xavier, 16-year-old Ella Grace, and 11-year-old Hadrian. She shared that even after the split, she and Justin have been focused on keeping a strong family foundation. "We have separate lives, but one family life," Sophie said.
But as a couple, I think that you need two to tango. You need a common conscious decision of our family is our greatest creation, and we're going to feed it together, no matter if we're on different life paths.
She kissed a former Canadian Prime Minister, and she liked it. Yep, we're talking about Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau, and it looks like the rumors are true. Their romance is officially out there. In photos recently obtained by TMZ, Katy was spotted on her yacht off the coast of Santa Barbara, rocking a sleek black one-piece swimsuit while sharing a kiss with Trudeau, who went for a laid-back look. Just jeans, no shirt, casual, right? The pictures show them looking seriously cozy, Trudeau holding her close as they kissed on the upper deck, and Katy with her arms around his neck while he leaned in affectionately. Let's just say they didn't seem shy about their chemistry.
And so, yes, I feel very sexy.
Now, remember those earlier reports claiming they'd grown distant after that dinner in Montreal? Well, these new photos definitely tell a different story. The two looked completely smitten and clearly enjoying each other's company. One eyewitness even told Daily Mail, "She pulled up her boat next to a small public whale-watching boat, then they started making out. Those tourists sure got more than they bargained for on that trip." According to sources who spoke with The Sun, things between the 40-year-old pop star and the 53-year-old former Canadian leader have been heating up since the start of summer.
Context is really key these days. So little context about everything.
Apparently, they've been secretly dating for months, FaceTiming, texting, and keeping in touch while Katy's been on tour. A source added that Trudeau is actually a bit amazed that someone as glamorous as Katy is interested in him, while she finds it flattering that such a respected politician wants to date her. Honestly, it's giving major Grace Kelly vibes. Just swap Monaco for Montreal.
So it feels like I got like the best of both worlds.
Perry and Trudeau's connection first sparked back in July when they were spotted walking a dog together before heading to dinner at Montreal's cozy restaurant Le Violon. Katie and Trudeau were seen deep in conversation, with Katie listening closely, clearly invested in whatever he was saying. Diplomatic gossip or just dessert recommendations?
You know what was amazing that I'll never forget?
After dinner, they didn't call it a night. The pair moved on to Tavern Atlantic for drinks on the terrace. Trudeau reportedly paid the bill, and the staff called them the perfect guests, super chill and incredibly polite. Meanwhile, Katie's Lifetimes tour is making its way through Canada, with stops in Ottawa and back to Montreal. And considering both she and Trudeau are fresh off very public breakups, the timing of this little get-together is kind of interesting. Emmanuel Macron and his wife, Brigitte, just took things to a whole new level by suing conservative commentator Candace Owens in a New York court. The couple say she's been spreading a false and damaging claim that Brigitte, now 72, was born a man named Jean-Michel Trogneux. Later in this video, we'll investigate where this claim came from and whether there's any truth to the idea that Brigitte is actually a man. This time, the Macrons aren't letting it slide. In their lawsuit, they point out that Jean-Michel is not some hidden identity. He's Brigitte's real-life older brother, now 80 years old, retired, and very much present at both of Emmanuel Macron's presidential inaugurations in 2017 and 2022. Meanwhile, Owens says she stands by her version of events.
If you need any more evidence that Brigitte Macron is definitely a man, it is just what is happening right now. The idea that you would file this lawsuit is all of the proof that you need, okay?
But interestingly, this conspiracy theory didn't even originate in the US. Let's rewind to December 2021, when France was still tense from the Yellow Vest protests and the chaos of COVID. That's when a spiritual medium, Amandine Roy, shared a nearly 4-hour YouTube interview with Natasha Ray, a woman who sells essential oils and refers to herself as an independent investigative journalist. After spending 3 years analyzing old photos, Ray claimed Brigitte was actually Jean-Michel. Sounds wild, right? The video racked up 500,000 views within hours, and soon, the hashtag Jean-Michel Trogneux was trending.
I think they made a huge mistake.
In early 2022, Brigitte and her brother, Jean-Michel, sued both Roy and Ray for defamation in Paris. They actually won, at first. A court ordered the pair to pay 13,000 euros in damages, but then came the twist. An appeals court overturned the verdict just this month, saying that while the claims were outrageous, they didn't meet France's narrow legal definition of defamation. Now, the Macrons are appealing to France's highest court, and Brigitte has filed a separate cyber harassment case with 10 people set to stand trial this October. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. Daily Mail journalists Paul Bracchi and Peter Allen dug into the claims and came up with a pretty convincing counter. That supposed childhood photo of young Brigitte as a boy, they believe it's actually her older brother Jean-Claude, who was 8 years her senior and managed the family's chocolate factory. And let's not forget, birth certificates in France are tightly protected. Only the individual or their relatives can request them. But a local newspaper, Courrier Picard, announced Brigitte's birth back in April 1953, listing all her siblings, Anne-Marie, Jean-Claude, Marivonne, Monique, and Jean-Michel, celebrating the arrival of their baby sister. As for those saying there were no childhood photos of Brigitte, turns out that's not quite true. The journalists found several, including one of her as a 7-year-old taking her first communion and another of her playing in the garden. There's even her wedding photo from her first marriage to banker André-Louis Osier, long before the Macrons became France's power couple. Before stepping into the Élysée Palace in 2017, Brigitte told her students, "You'll hear remarks true and false. I'll never talk about them." Well, clearly this time, she's making an exception.
Rumors are swirling around Barack and Michelle Obama's marriage, and some are even speculating that their 3-decade-long union might be heading toward a divorce. Let's break down what's fueling these whispers.
If I were able to run for a third term, Michelle would divorce me. So
Well, Barack actually gave us a rare peek behind the curtain during a recent talk with Hamilton College President Stephen Tepper. And let's just say, he didn't sugarcoat it. He straight up said, "I was in a deep deficit with my wife." That kind of honesty is pretty refreshing, isn't it? Turns out, being the President of the United States doesn't leave much room for date nights and quality time. Who knew?
Women want a partner. They want to feel loved. They want to feel desired. They want to feel chosen.
While Barack was out running the country, Michelle was juggling being First Lady, raising 2 daughters, launching health initiatives, and still finding time to serve looks as the first fashion icon? That's a lot of hats to wear, and not exactly a recipe for stress-free romance. Barack admitted that once they left the White House in 2017, things had to shift. He realized their relationship had taken a hit, and he's been trying to make up for it ever since. Not with grand gestures or therapy marathons, but with simple, fun things. Little moments to reconnect and rebuild. He even joked about digging himself out of that hole, like he's working off emotional debt with quality time. Honestly, sounds kind of wholesome.
I love you so much. I, Obama, care about you more than you even know.
But here's the thing, has it actually worked? Or is there truth to the divorce talk that's been swirling around? Let's take a closer look at what the rumors are saying. It all started when Michelle skipped a couple of high-profile events where her presence was expected. Just recently, she didn't show up alongside Barack at Donald Trump's inauguration, a protocol-breaking move that raised plenty of eyebrows.
This whole tell it like it is business, that's nonsense. You know, you don't just say what's on your mind.
Former presidents and their spouses traditionally attend these occasions, but Michelle's noticeable absence led to questions. What made it more intriguing? Her office didn't offer a solid reason for her no-show, leaving room for the rumor mill to churn.
I would say be true to yourself, because it's easier to live life being authentically you. You don't have to fake anything, and you never have to remember who you're trying to be because you're always yourself.
Not long before, Michelle was also MIA. This time at Jimmy Carter's funeral, she was the only former First Lady who wasn't there. Her team explained it as a scheduling conflict, saying she was enjoying an extended vacation in Hawaii. Still, the absence got people talking, and social media went wild with speculation about trouble in the Obama household.
Isn't 50-50 ever. There are times I'm 70, he's 30. There are times he's 60, 40. But guess what? 10 years, we've been married 30.
And then things got even juicier. Out of nowhere, rumors resurfaced that Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston were an item. Yes, that Jennifer Aniston. For context, the two reportedly met just once, way back in 2007 at a Hollywood gala.
Barack Obama.
I've met him once.
Met him once.
I know Michelle more than him. That is not true.
But the whispers didn't stop. Radar Online stirred the pot further, claiming Barack and Michelle's marriage was crumbling under the weight of these wild rumors. According to their insiders, the couple has been living increasingly separate lives and is more like friends than romantic partners. Apparently, Michelle felt particularly let down by the Aniston chatter, which was described as unwanted attention during an already tense time.
What she's told me is, looking back, you did okay as a dad.
Yeah.
And if I pass that test, then she'll forgive me most of my other foibles.
Adding more fuel to the fire, Meghan McCain and a well-connected Washington insider shared their own takes. On a podcast, McCain claimed to have heard from reputable sources that the Obamas are on the brink of divorce. And the podcast host, she doubled down, saying she'd heard for years that the Obamas were essentially leading separate lives.
Obviously, everyone on the left has basically appointed President Obama as nothing short of a saint. And obviously, I feel different, as most Republicans and conservatives.
Now, Michelle hasn't been shy about discussing the challenges of their marriage in the past. During a 2022 panel, she admitted there were times she couldn't stand Barack, particularly during the years when they were raising their daughters, Malia and Sasha.
People think I'm being catty by saying this. It's like there were 10 years when I couldn't stand my husband.
You do say that. You say
10 long years. And guess when it happened? When those kids were little.
And here's another twist. Barack's past relationships have been dragged into the spotlight, too. In 2017, a biography by Pulitzer Prize winner David Garrow spilled some tea about his ex-girlfriend, Sheila Miyoshi Jager. Apparently, Barack was still seeing Sheila occasionally, even after he started dating Michelle. Ouch. While it's all ancient history, the resurfacing of these old flames doesn't help when rumors are already flying.
I can't say anything about her because she gets mad.
Nope, you can't.
And then there's the online chatter about their current interactions, or lack thereof. Michelle just turned 61, and Barack shared a sweet birthday post for her on Instagram, gushing about how lucky he feels to have her in his life. Sweet, right? But some fans were quick to point out that the post felt like damage control, especially since the two have been spotted separately more often lately.
Tweeting and social media, that is a powerful weapon.
That said, let's not jump to conclusions. The rumors about their marriage might just be overblown. Maybe Michelle's simply had her fill of politics and the drama that comes with it. And skipping Trump-related events? That could be her way of keeping her distance from someone she's clearly not a fan of.